everybody. Hello, this is Fabian Aguilar coming from Houston, Texas, part of Wake Up Now. Uh, no reason I'm making this video is because I had seen on the status that I had met two people in this industry, in the network marketing industry, and these two people were actually successful at what they do. One is by the name is Mathew. He's actually a CEO at a company in downtown, and the other gentleman is named Alex, and he's a lawyer at a law firm. And the simple fact is that these two gentlemen, I asked them what they do. They say success rubs off people. As long as you bring a positive attitude, as long as you go off and you show that, people are more likely to attract to you. You know what that's called? That's called law of attraction. So let me go ahead and tell you how it went about with these two gentlemen. With Mathew, he was riding the go-karts. At first he was by himself because his kids are in school. Obviously it was a Wednesday. So he went and spent some time, and I asked him, excuse me, sir, I asked what your name is. He said, my name is Mathew. I go, okay, how can I ask you a follow-up question? He goes, yeah, go for it. I asked him, are you successful at what you do? Are you successful in life? He's like, you could say I am, just define success. I go, I see somebody as successful as somebody that has time and wealth, not rich, wealth. He's like, well, yes, you could say I am successful. I go, may I ask what you do? He's like, well, I'm actually a CEO, at a company here in downtown. I go, okay, that's great, so I see you have a lot of time. He's like, at first I didn't. At first I actually spent more time in the office trying to run my business, and it was take a lot of time away from my family. Understand, I did grow from the bottom. I didn't just, automatically hit the CEO, right? Hit the CEO where I'm at now. He's like, but yeah, I didn't have a lot of time. Now I do. I go, may I ask what you do now? He's like, well, I still run my business, but I am also in the network marketing industry. I'm with a company here in network marketing. I go, okay. I go, so you with that company, were you able to get more time? He's like, yes, sir. Actually, right now I have somebody running my office, running my business, and I'm here enjoying myself. He's like, but because time is what I needed. I have the money, but I didn't have no time. So I asked him, is there any key things you would actually recommend, for me? He's like, that I can pick your brain at. He's like, well, for one, join a network marketing company because of the simple fact that that's how you're gonna get more time. Understand? I have a lot of workers. I fired a lot of workers, and at a job, if you do something that they don't like, they will fire you. And if you don't have something to back you up, you will leave. It will leave you drowned. It will leave you into a point where where I seen my parents. I go, so, well, did you come from a wealthy family? He's like, no, I actually came from a family, in the north side. I go, okay. I go, so you weren't, a very rich man? He's like, no, actually, I came up from a poverty family. I've seen my mom and I've seen my dad work two jobs. I've seen my dad get fired and him not knowing what to do. So, so I decided to start reading books. I decided to listen to people that actually knew what they were talking about. Understand, when you hang around with 5 broke friends, you're more likely to be the 6th. When you hang around with 5 wealthy friends, 5 friends that are actually willing to help you grow, you're gonna be one of those successful person. But actually, if you just sit there and not do nothing and just think everything's gonna happen the way you think it's gonna happen, no. Understand, if you do join a network marketing company, I'm gonna recommend some books for you. And I asked him, would you recommend, what books would you recommend? He goes, I would actually recommend Think and Grow Rich, because understand, it's all in the mind. In order for you to grow, it's all in your mind. In order for you to get what you want to get, it is in your mind. And I'm like, okay, and what about the next book? The next book I'm actually gonna recommend is called Go Pro. Understand, that's by Eric Worre. He's a network marketing professional. Understand, when you do these books, when you do this self-development, this is gonna help you grow and it's gonna build that belief level for you. I go, okay. I go, can I tell you a funny story? He said, yeah, go for it. I go, I actually read both those books. I have read them not just once, but twice. He's like, okay. He's like, well, continue doing it. Continue reading books. Understand, a CEO never stops growing. A CEO never stops reading. A CEO never stops learning. Somebody that wants to be at the top, wherever they want to be at the top at, they need to continue learning. They need to hang around with people that is actually going to bring success to them. Don't hang around with people that are just gonna bring you down. Don't hang around with people, don't hang around with people that are broke. He goes, and understand that, It's not because they're poor. It's just because that's the mind state they have. They go out and they party every weekend, and they go out and they don't do nothing with their life. And they go party and they don't know what they're partying for. They go and they spend their paycheck. So, gentlemen, young man, as you're doing, as you're growing in the network marketing industry, continue growing, continue going, and it's gonna happen. All right, and I took that and I kept it in my head, and that's why I'm sharing this video with you now. The next person is gentleman Alex. He was in there, he was playing with his son, and he was having a lot of fun. He was enjoying himself with his son. And then I seen another man, and this gentleman, he was bored, that he was even hanging around with his son. So what does that give me to understand? That one man has more time than the other. One man knows how to spend time with his family and the other one didn't. So I went off and I asked this gentleman named Alex. I go, excuse me, sir, may I ask what your name is? He said, well, my name's Alex. I go, okay, man. I go, nice to meet you. He goes, nice to meet you too. Can I ask you a quick question? He said, yeah. I go, may I ask what you do in life? Nothing too personal. Just a quick, if I do offend you, you don't have to answer the question. He said, no problem. He's like, I am actually a lawyer. I go, oh, that's good. You're the top of your law firm. He's like, yeah, I am. He said, but the thing is that I'm actually, I go, so you must have a lot of time. So basically the same thing. You must have a lot of time, with your family. He's like, yes, I do now. I go, what do you mean? I go, I had that same response from somebody else. Man, I asked what you mean by that. He said, well, it's because before I didn't have no time to spend with my family. Before I actually was in the office. I was actually running my cases back to back, because I needed to make sure that income was coming, so for I can provide for my family, for I can be able to spend time with my kids, but come to understand that I didn't really have enough time to spend with my kids. I go, so what ended up happening is that somebody introduced me to a network marketing company, to an industry, a wonderful industry. It was, matter of fact, I'm gonna call it like this, a pyramid scheme, because that's how you might know. You might not know it as a network marketing company. You might know it as a scam or a pyramid scheme. So I interrupted him at that point and I said, no, sir, I actually know it as a network marketing industry, because of the simple fact that it's a profession, and you got to treat it as a profession, sir. He's like, oh, okay, well, good. Now I can talk to you at a certain level. I go, yeah. I go, so now may I ask, you spend more time with your kids? I go, yes, I spend a lot of time with my kids. I don't take as much cases as I used to, and the good thing is that this law firm is growing. So now, I have interns, and they go and they do it because they need it for school. So I come to understand that with network marketing, I had more time to spend with my family. I have more time now than what I did before. I joined this industry not too long ago, and I want to say about 4 or 5 years back, and I get to spend more time with my son. That's the key point. Understanding life is to spend time with family and friends, people that are going to help you grow, people that are going to help your time, elevate. And I told him, okay, that's good. Is there any books you would recommend? Because from the last person, I've heard from, they actually told me that the key to network marketing is to actually continue growing, to build that belief, to read. He said, yes. He goes, I would recommend 3 books. I would recommend Think and Grow Rich, Go Pro by Eric Ward, and Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And I was like, told him the same thing. Can I tell you a funny story? He said, yeah. I've read all those 3 books. He said, when you continue reading, never stop reading, never stop learning, and always listen, always pay attention to your mentors. Yes, there's gonna be a point where you're gonna call your mentor and tell him, hey, or upline if that's how you want to see it, but you're gonna fire him. Why? Because you done grown to the point where you build the belief level in yourself. Understand, it's all in the mind, kid. It's all in the mind. I don't know how old you are, but continue growing and stick to 5 years. 5 years in this industry. Understand, because your first year is going to be the worst year where everybody's going to criticize you. The second year is going to be an alright year. Through these 5 years, you're going to be making some kind of income. The third year is going to start getting better. The fourth year, wow, you're going to start just, man, it's amazing. And the fifth year, you're not going to want to leave this industry. You're going to want to continue growing. But understand, you got to continue growing in your mind. So, key thing to this whole video, people, is actually, for one, stop calling this industry a pyramid scheme. Stop calling it a scam. I've met 2 gentlemen that are successful in life, not just in this industry, but in general what they do. They understand that they had a plan B. They took their plan B and they took it to an initiative and they ran with it. So what are you doing? What are you doing different? What are you doing that you're changing? What are you doing that you got a whole party every weekend and not live life. Yes, it's gonna take some time. Yes, you have to be patient. But hey, at the end, it's all worth it. Why? Because I've heard it from my mentors. I've heard it from uplines. You know, I've heard it from other people, but it's way better when you hear from somebody stranger that you just meet at your job, when you decide to talk to them. Understand, it is going to be hard. It does require work. It's not going to be to where you're going to sit down and hope that it comes to you. It's not a lottery ticket, people. It's not. You're not going to scratch off and hope that you win right then and there. No. It takes some time. It takes some work. Why not put into it? You know, these two gentlemen, before they closed their statement, they said this, and I've heard this once again. I've heard it from my mentor. If you can take, 40 years at a job to retire, that you might not even still be able to live off, you can't do network marketing, sir? If you cannot, if you can go and have the patience to, go through school for 4 to maybe 8 years, if not more, to get a degree that you might not even get a job for, because, the jobs are going to the end, why not have patience for network marketing? Look, young man, have the patience, have the dedication, have the determination, and write down your goals and why you joined this industry, and you will go far. But until next time, people, live the one life. We'll be waiting for you.
The world is too big to think small. Opportunities, choices, chances for change. People across the entire world don't always have an opportunity. They don't always have the right state of mind to change their life, to move forward to something different. People are conditioned and taught around the entire globe how to think, what to do, when to go to work, when to leave work, when to go on break, when to travel. There's something bigger to life. When you realize that the world's spinning with or without you, you start to understand the power of changing someone's life, a life-changing opportunity, a life-changing vehicle. You might have just found that for you. What would time freedom taste like? Can you imagine having all the time in the world to do what you want, when you want, with who you want? That is the beauty. It really comes down to choices, taking advantage of something and letting it take a hold of you, take hold of the people around you, and looking and saying, I need something different. The world and opportunities are for the taking, so why let them go? When it comes down to you, it's only you that you can decide your future. People go through life every single day wanting something different, but they never choose to do anything different. Why so scared with an economy, in a world, in a job market that really is struggling, is not in the best position? Why be scared of that? You should be more scared of not having a plan B. Not getting involved with something that could possibly change your future and the future of people around you. Most people will never realize that. They will go to the grave, and the biggest thing is that grave will be the stealer of dreams. Everyone had a dream, everyone had a mission. It's the richest place in the world sometimes, the grave. So why not make your life how you want it? Design your own life and wake up and live the one life.